Season 2, Episode 1, Don't Risk It TV. Back again. Hope everyone had a really great Christmas and New Year's. I had a great Christmas and New Year's. Moved office for AusSafe. And actually I did myself a little bit of an injury. That's why a little bit of a delay in coming back on air. But back up and about again, so it's all good. Now, I've been looking at some of the forums while I was laid up in hospital. Lots of chat going on, lots of different topics which we'll be discussing in the new season. One I want to talk about was a notification that actually came out in relation to the new Labour Hire Licensing Act in the state of Victoria. It's ASIAL. If you're an ASIAL member, there's information about it. I have discussed with other, I thought reasonably large sort of companies, and they knew nothing about it. So their compliance officers were looking into it pretty quickly. But this Labour Hire Licensing Act, which is coming into the state of Victoria, I just want to clarify that because I know this video will end up going all around Australia and different parts of the world. So it's just in the state of Victoria. So I'll read some of you from the website, some of the information. So we've got what is a definition from the Labour Hire Authority. Who is a labour hire provider? So we need to clarify, some people will be exempt, some people won't be exempt. So when I contacted the authority, had a discussion the last few days, just trying to get some clarification. They did put a disclaimer forward, and that was to seek independent legal advice. And I would also say that to seek independent legal advice in relation to what your circumstances are. If you're a small, medium or large provider, do you need to have this labour hire licence or not? There are some exemptions. But we'll start with who is a labour hire provider. This is directly from the Labour Hire Authority website. To operate legally in Victoria from the 30th of October 2019, labour hire providers must have applied for or have a labour hire licence. Labour hire providers will have 6 months from the 29th of April to apply for the licence. Now, when I rang the compliance officer at the Labour Hire Authority, I said, look, I'm a security company. I already paid licensing fees to the government in relation to the security licence. I've already gone through vetting processes. I've already supplied fingerprints, fit and proper person. I've already done declarations in relation to work cover, standard operating procedures, so on. This is what this Labour Hire Authority will be looking at, that every company, doesn't matter what industry they work in, every company in the state of Victoria who provides labour hire or manpower to another business will have to have a labour hire licence. A labour hire provider is a business that has an arrangement with one or more individuals under which the business, A, supplies the individuals to perform work as part of a host company or host business or undertaking, and the provider is obliged to pay the individual for the performance of the work. This is generally defined in the Labour Hire Services Section 7 of the Labour Hire Licensing Act. Part 2. In the course of providing recruitment or placement services, recruits individuals or places individuals with a host has to pay the individual to perform work, and as part of the host's business or undertaking, and the provider procures or provides accommodation to the individuals for some or all of that period that they are working for the host. This is an extended definition of labour hire services in relation to recruitment and placement services, Section 8, Part 1 of the Labour Hire Licensing Act. So it's covering a whole range of areas. In relation to if you're a farm worker, if you're getting fruit pickers and providing accommodation and so on, this is where this accommodation component comes in. I know in some security jobs, I've been away from home for a period of time, accommodation was provided. Also, that will fall under the definition of the Labour Hire Licensing Act. Page 2. In the course of conducting contractor management services, recruits the individuals as an independent contractor to perform work and as part of the host business or undertaking, manages the contract performance by the independent contractor. There's a lot of discussion on the forums about what is a full-time employee, what is a part-time employee, what is a casual employee, what is a contractor. Some of that information is lacking. A lot of people don't talk about the awards, award wages, entitlements, and so on. This act will be tightening up on who is a contractor. Now, if you are an independent contractor and your payroll is managed by another person or another company, that company will be required to have a labour hire licence under the authority or under the Act. This is an extended definition of labour hire services relating to contractor management services, Section 8, Part 2, Labour Hire Licensing Act. Now, as I was just saying, a lot of talk on the forums about who's a full-time, who's a part-time, who's a casual, who's a contractor. Who is a labour hire worker? So when we go to the Labour Hire Authority website, it's broken into a few areas. What is a provider? What is a worker? So on. Who is a labour hire worker? Workers are generally individuals employed and paid by labour hire providers and supplied to a host business, farms or organisations on a full-time, part-time, casual or contract basis. In addition, if a person supplied by a labour hire provider is entitled to be paid by a host, that person will be a worker under the Labour Hire Licensing Act if the labour hire provider also provides accommodation for that person. A person who is an independent contractor supplied to a host by a labour hire provider will also be a worker under the Labour Hire Licensing Act if the labour hire provider continues to manage performance of the contract, for example, by providing administrative and payroll functions or performance management in relation to the contractor. So if some people are a little bit cute in relation to how people are employed, if I'm going to get out there and say, look, yes, I can supply you people, they're all contractors, but I'll look after them for you, I need to have a labour hire licence authority, or for a labour hire licence from the authority. So we're really tightening up, or the government of Victoria is really tightening up on what is actually happening with manpower in this state. Now, who needs to be licensed? Under the Labour Hire Licensing Act, all labour hire providers will need to be licensed. Basically, if you supply a worker or workers to work for another business or person, you could be operating as a labour hire provider. If you are, from April 29, you will need to apply for a licence. You have 6 months to get that licence. When I spoke with the compliance officers at Labour Hire Authority, I said, I just wanted some clarification there. I'm a security company. We do, mobile patrols. We provide lockdown services and so on like that. Because I'm not the actual company in a particular premises, I am brought in to supply manpower. I'm a manpower provider. If I was, for example, which was given to me by the member I spoke with, that if I worked directly for the company, not a security company, I worked directly for the business for that particular service, I would not need to have a labour hire licence. Now, with all licences and all government departments, obviously there is a fee. If there are 3 tiers of business, and these are the fee structure for it. A tier 1 business, so an annual turnover of no more than $2 million. The application fee is $1,560.60. The annual licence fee is $1,083.75, and the renewal application fee is $1,560.60. A Tier 2 business with an annual turnover between $2 million and $1 and $10 million, the application fee is $4,161.60. The annual fee is $2,890. The renewal application fee is $4,161.60. A Tier 3 business, and hopefully one day we all get there, Tier 3 business, annual turnover of more than $10 million. The application fee is $7,687.40. The annual fee is $5,317.60, and the renewal application fee is $7,687.40. Now, when looking through the website, it wasn't totally clear how long the license actually runs for. I would say that most licenses run between 3 to 5 years, but that would have to be clarified. So it will be interesting times for those businesses that need to get a further license to do what we already do in relation to security in the state of Victoria. There will be obviously long processing fees and processing times, but as long as you've got the application in or started the application for those security businesses, we've got to be up and running by October. Hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully this will start some debate and get people moving in the right areas. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.